Did you know that nearly 75% of SUV buyers regret their purchase within just 2 years? And here's what's really shocking. It's not because they picked a bad brand or got a terrible deal. It's because they didn't choose the right model. Think about it. You spend $35,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 on an SUV, believing you're making a smart investment. You trust the commercials. You trust the salesperson. You drive it off the lot feeling great. Then, reality hits. Unexpected repairs start piling up. The transmission starts acting weird at 60,000 miles. The fuel economy? Nowhere close to what they promised. And suddenly, you're hemorrhaging money on a vehicle that was supposed to be reliable. Thousands of dollars disappear, not all at once, but slowly, painfully, month after month. That's exactly why Consumer Reports spent years testing more than 70 different SUVs to find out which ones actually last, which ones won't betray you, which ones are truly worth your hard-earned money. And the results? Absolutely shocking. Out of 70-plus SUVs tested, only 7 scored above 85 on their reliability index, a threshold that signals genuine long-term durability well past 200,000 miles. Even more incredible? One of these SUVs is so cheap to own and maintain, it consistently ranks among the lowest total ownership cost vehicles in all of America. Not just SUVs, all vehicles. If you're planning to buy an SUV, or if you already own one and you're wondering if you made the right choice, this video could literally save you thousands of dollars over the next decade. We're going to break down exactly what makes these 7 SUVs different. We'll talk real numbers, real owner experiences, and the engineering decisions that separate winners from money pits. Let's get into it. 7. Subaru Forester, the silent overachiever. The first SUV on this list actually surprised even the Consumer Reports experts. And it might surprise you too. The Subaru Forester earned an impressive reliability score of 86 out of 100, placing it in truly elite territory among compact SUVs. But here's what makes this so interesting. Subaru doesn't have the same mainstream reputation as Honda or Toyota. They're quieter. They don't advertise as aggressively. Yet somehow, they built one of the most dependable SUVs on the market. What makes the Forester special? First, let's talk about all-wheel drive. Every single Forester, from the base model to the top trim, comes with Subaru's legendary symmetrical all-wheel drive system as standard. Not as an add-on, not as an expensive package. It's just included. Do you know how rare that is? Most competitors charge you $1,500 to $2,500 extra for AWD. Honda does it. Mazda does it. Even Toyota makes you pay more. But Subaru said, no, this should just be standard. And that matters, especially if you live anywhere with snow, rain, or rough roads. But here's what's even better. Despite having that all-wheel drive capability, the Forester still delivers 26 miles per gallon in the city and 33 miles per gallon on the highway. Those are genuinely impressive numbers for an AWD SUV. You're getting year-round traction and safety without sacrificing fuel economy. Safety that actually matters. Now let's talk about something most people overlook until it's too late. Safety technology. Subaru includes its EyeSight safety system as standard equipment on every Forester. This isn't just basic stuff. We're talking adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, automatic emergency braking, and pre-collision warnings. Features that many competitors lock behind $2,000 plus packages. Here's a real story. A Forester owner in Colorado told Consumer Reports that the automatic emergency braking saved him from rear-ending a truck when traffic suddenly stopped on I-70 during a snowstorm. He didn't even see it coming. The car reacted faster than he could. That system is standard. Day one, every model. The practical reality. Let's get into what ownership actually looks like. Forester owners report average annual maintenance costs around $400 to $500. Significantly below the compact SUV average of $650. We're talking oil changes, brake pads, tire rotations, basic stuff. No surprise $1,200 repairs. No mystery check engine lights. One owner in Vermont has 187,000 miles on his 2016 Forester. His biggest repair? Replacing the wheel bearings at 140,000 miles for about $400. That's it. Everything else has been routine maintenance. He says he'll easily push it past 250,000 miles. Bottom line on the Forester. The Subaru Forester delivers year-round capability, advanced safety features, and excellent fuel economy, all while staying genuinely affordable to own. It's not flashy. It doesn't try to be luxurious, but it absolutely delivers on the promise of reliability. If you want an SUV that won't let you down, the Forester deserves serious consideration. 6. Honda Passport. Built to go the distance. If you want something tougher, more rugged, with a bit more muscle, the Honda Passport is one of the most underrated SUVs on American roads today. Here's the simplest way to think about it. The Passport is basically a more rugged, more capable, no-nonsense version of the Honda Pilot. It's built on the same platform, uses similar engineering, but it's designed for people who actually use their SUV for more than grocery runs. Consumer Reports gives the Passport top marks for reliability and owner satisfaction, a rare combination. Because here's the truth, plenty of SUVs are reliable but boring. The Passport manages to be reliable and enjoyable. Power that lasts. Under the hood sits a 280 horsepower 3.5-liter V6 engine. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. V6? Isn't that outdated? Don't most SUVs use turbocharged 4-cylinders now? Yes, and that's actually a good thing for the Passport. Let me explain why. Modern turbocharged engines squeeze more power out of smaller displacement, which sounds great on paper, but in the real world, those turbos add complexity, more parts that can fail, more heat stress, more expensive repairs when something goes wrong. Honda's V6 in the Passport, it's a proven, naturally aspirated engine that's been refined over decades. It's smooth, it's durable, and most importantly, it's simple. Fewer failure points, fewer expensive surprises at 80,000 miles. One mechanic I spoke with said he's seen these Honda V6 engines run reliably past 300,000 miles with nothing more than regular oil changes and timing belt replacements. That's the kind of engineering that saves you money. Real-world performance. Despite being a mid-size SUV with serious capability, the Passport still manages around 25 miles per gallon on the highway. That's respectable for a vehicle with this much power and utility. But here's what really stands out. Towing capacity. The Passport can tow up to 5,000 pounds when properly equipped. That's enough for most boat trailers, camping trailers, or moving equipment. And owners report that it does this confidently, without struggling or overheating. Ownership stories. A Passport owner in Texas told me he bought his 2019 model with 8,000 miles on it, lightly used, and has since put on another 112,000 miles. He drives for work, covering rural areas with rough roads. His total maintenance costs over 3 years? About $1,800. That includes tires, brakes, oil changes, and 1 transmission service. 0 unexpected repairs. 0 breakdowns. Another owner in Oregon uses her Passport for camping trips, often on Forest Service roads and rough terrain. She's had it for 90,000 miles and says the only issue she's ever had was a faulty sensor that was covered under warranty. Everything else has been flawless. Bottom line on the Passport. Simple, durable, built to last. The Honda Passport is for people who need a true workhorse SUV that won't quit. It's not trying to be the fanciest or the most high-tech. It's just built to go the distance without causing problems. If longevity matters to you, this SUV absolutely delivers. 5. Lexus RX. Luxury without the pain. Let's talk about luxury SUVs for a moment. Here's the brutal truth that most luxury SUV owners learn the hard way. Premium badges often come with premium-sized repair bills. German luxury SUVs? Beautiful, fast, luxurious, and absolutely brutal on your wallet after the warranty expires. But there's one major exception, the Lexus RX. The Lexus RX has dominated Consumer Reports' reliability rankings for over a decade. We're not talking about one good year. We're talking about consistent, dependable excellence year after year after year. What makes Lexus different? Lexus is Toyota's luxury division. And here's what that means in practical terms. You're getting Toyota's legendary engineering reliability wrapped in luxury materials and premium comfort. It's the best of both worlds. The RX combines whisper-quiet cabins, buttery-smooth rides, and premium features with the kind of long-term dependability that German luxury brands simply can't match. Engine options that make sense. The RX 350 comes with a smooth, naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6 that produces 295 horsepower. It's refined, quiet, and proven over hundreds of thousands of vehicles. No turbos, no complicated forced induction, just smooth, reliable power. But if fuel economy matters to you, here's where things get really interesting. The RX Hybrid. The RX 450H Hybrid delivers over 30 miles per gallon combined, and in some real-world testing, owners report even better numbers. That's almost unheard of for a luxury SUV of this size. You're getting the comfort and space of a premium vehicle with the fuel economy of a compact sedan. Let me put that in perspective. A BMW X5 or Mercedes GLE typically gets around 23 to 24 miles per gallon combined. The RX Hybrid beats that by nearly 30%. Over 15,000 miles per year, that's a savings of nearly $600 annually at current fuel prices. The cost of complexity, or lack thereof. Here's where the RX truly shines. It avoids the overcomplicated turbo systems, fragile dual-clutch transmissions, and temperamental electronics that plague many European luxury SUVs. I spoke with a Lexus technician who's worked on everything from BMW to Mercedes to Lexus. His take? The RX is almost boring to work on because nothing ever breaks. We mostly see them for scheduled maintenance. Meanwhile, the German SUVs are constantly in for sensors, turbos, and electronic gremlins. One RX 350 owner in Florida has 203,000 miles on her 2014 model. Her total repair costs outside of routine maintenance? $1,400. That included replacing the water pump, one set of shocks, and a starter motor. That's it. Over 200,000 miles. Compare that to European luxury SUVs, where a single repair, like a turbocharger replacement, can easily cost $3,000 to $5,000. Resale value, the hidden benefit. The RX holds its value exceptionally well. After 5 years, it retains approximately 55 to 60% of its original value, far better than most luxury competitors. Why does this matter? Because when you eventually sell or trade it in, you're getting significantly more money back. That's money that goes toward your next vehicle, or stays in your pocket. A well-maintained RX can sell privately for thousands more than a comparable BMW or Mercedes because buyers know they're getting reliability along with luxury. Bottom line on the Lexus RX. If you want luxury without the long-term pain, the RX is the clear choice. You get premium materials, exceptional comfort, advanced technology, and Toyota-level reliability, all in one package. It's luxury you can actually enjoy owning, not just leasing. 4. Kia Telluride, the game changer. The Kia Telluride completely rewrote what people expect from the Kia brand, and honestly, from affordable SUVs in general. Let's be real for a second. 10 years ago, if someone told you to buy a Kia, you'd probably laugh. Kia was known for cheap, unremarkable cars that people bought when they couldn't afford anything else. But the Telluride? It's a completely different story. The reputation shift. When the Telluride launched in 2020, it immediately started winning awards. Motor Trend SUV of the Year, Top Safety Pick Plus from IIHS, excellent reliability scores from Consumer Reports, top ratings from J.D. Power. This wasn't just good for a Kia. This was legitimately excellent by any standard. It consistently beats competitors that cost $15,000 to $20,000 more. Value that's actually unbelievable. The base Telluride starts around $37,000. For that price, you get 3 rows of genuine, adult-sized seating, premium materials throughout the cabin, soft-touch surfaces, quality plastics, real stitching, a 291 horsepower V6 engine, standard advanced safety features, an infotainment system that's actually intuitive and responsive, fit and finish that rivals luxury brands. I've sat in $60,000 SUVs that don't feel as well built as the Telluride. Reliability that backs up the hype. Consumer Reports gives the Telluride strong reliability scores, which is impressive for a relatively new model. Usually, first-generation vehicles have more problems as manufacturers work out the bugs, but Kia clearly did their homework. Owners report very few issues. The most common complaints? Minor software glitches that get fixed with updates. That's it. No transmission failures, no engine problems, no mysterious electrical issues. One Telluride owner in Michigan bought a 2020 model when they first came out. She now has 97,000 miles on it. Total repair costs outside of routine maintenance? 0. Nothing has broken. everything still works perfectly. The warranty that changes everything. Here's something that really separates Kia: their 10-year/100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Think about what that means. For a full decade, if your engine or transmission fails, Kia covers it. No questions asked. That's a level of confidence in their engineering that very few manufacturers can match. Honda and Toyota offer 5-year/60,000-mile powertrain warranties. BMW and Mercedes, 4 years/50,000 miles. Kia is literally doubling down on their reliability. Resale value. The market speaks. Here's one of the strongest indicators of long-term quality. Used Tellurides hold their value incredibly well. In some markets, 2 to 3-year-old Tellurides with 30,000 miles are selling for nearly the same price as new ones. Why? Because demand is high and supply is limited. People trust them. They want them. And when a vehicle holds value like that, it tells you everything you need to know about real-world reliability. Bottom line on the Telluride. This isn't budget luxury, it's smart luxury. The Telluride proves that you don't need to spend $60,000 to get a premium 3-row SUV that's genuinely reliable and well-built. Kia took their time, did the engineering right, and created something special. If you need space, comfort, and dependability without breaking the bank, the Telluride is an absolute game-changer. 3. Toyota Highlander Hybrid. Space meets efficiency. Most 3-row SUVs force you to make a choice. Either you get space and capability, or you get decent fuel economy. You can't have both. The Toyota Highlander Hybrid says, actually, yes you can. Perfect reliability scores. Consumer Reports gave the Highlander Hybrid a perfect reliability score. Let me repeat that. Perfect. In an automotive world where even good SUVs have some issues, Toyota built something that just doesn't break. This isn't luck. This is decades of hybrid system refinement. Toyota has been building hybrid vehicles since the original Prius launched in 1997. They've perfected this technology while everyone else is still figuring it out. Fuel economy that actually matters. The Highlander Hybrid delivers 36 miles per gallon combined. That's not a typo. A 3-row SUV that seats up to 8 people gets better fuel economy than most compact sedans. Let's put some real numbers on this. The average American drives about 13,500 miles per year. At current fuel prices, around $3.50 per gallon national average, a typical 3-row SUV getting 23 miles per gallon combined will cost you about $2,050 per year in fuel. The Highlander Hybrid at 36 miles per gallon? About $1,310 per year. That's $740 in savings every single year. Over 10 years of ownership, that's $7,400 back in your pocket. That's basically a free used car. Longevity. That's almost legendary. Toyota owners regularly report 15-plus years and over 250,000 miles of dependable service from their Highlander hybrids. And these aren't babied vehicles. These are family haulers doing school runs, road trips, and everything in between. One owner in California bought a 2012 Highlander Hybrid new and just crossed 280,000 miles. Her total major repair costs? Replacing the hybrid battery at 215,000 miles for $2,800. That's literally it. No transmission work, no engine problems, nothing else major. Even with that $2,800 battery replacement, her total cost of ownership is far below what most 3-row SUV owners experience. Interior space and comfort. The Highlander isn't just efficient, it's also genuinely spacious and comfortable. The second row is roomy enough for adults, and even the third row is usable for short trips, though it's still best suited for kids. The ride is smooth and quiet, thanks to Toyota's attention to sound insulation and suspension tuning. It feels substantial and solid without being harsh. Owner satisfaction. This is important. The Highlander Hybrid ranks extremely high in owner satisfaction surveys. That means people don't just buy it, they genuinely love owning it. Why? Because it delivers on its promises. It doesn't overpromise and underdeliver. It just quietly, competently does exactly what you need it to do, year after year, without drama. Bottom line on the Highlander Hybrid: if you need 3 rows, want excellent fuel economy, and demand absolute reliability, the Highlander Hybrid is virtually unbeatable. It proves that you don't have to compromise. Space, efficiency, and long-term dependability, all in one package. This is Toyota doing what Toyota does best. 2. Mazda CX-5. performance without sacrifice. The Mazda CX-5 proves something important. You don't have to choose between driving enjoyment and reliability. You can have both. Most reliable SUVs are, let's be honest, kind of boring. They're appliances. They get you from point A to point B without problems, but there's zero joy in the journey. The CX-5 is different. Performance that surprises. With the available 256 horsepower turbocharged engine, the CX-5 offers performance that rivals SUVs costing $15,000 more. This thing actually moves. It responds. It feels alive. But here's what's remarkable. Mazda managed to make it fun without sacrificing reliability. The turbo engine, despite being forced induction, has proven incredibly dependable. Consumer Reports consistently ranks it near the top of the compact SUV class. How did Mazda pull this off when so many turbocharged engines are problematic? Engineering discipline. Mazda didn't chase maximum power numbers. They built a turbo system that operates conservatively, with adequate cooling and reasonable boost pressures. The result is an engine that's both enjoyable and durable. Driving dynamics. The CX-5 handles better than almost any compact SUV on the market. The steering is direct and communicative. The chassis is well balanced. The suspension strikes an excellent balance between comfort and control. It's the kind of SUV that makes you actually want to take the long way home. And that matters, because if you're going to own a vehicle for 10+ years, you might as well enjoy driving it. Reliability. That's proven. Mechanics often report seeing CX-5s come in with well over 200,000 miles, still running strong with just routine maintenance. The common thread? These vehicles are built well and engineered conservatively. One CX-5 owner in Colorado has 193,000 miles on his 2015 model. His biggest repair? Replacing the clutch packs in the all-wheel drive system at 165,000 miles for about $900. Everything else has been oil changes, brakes, and tires. For nearly 200,000 miles, that's exceptional. Cost of ownership. Annual maintenance costs for the CX-5 run well below the segment average. We're talking $450 to $550 per year for routine service, compared to the compact SUV average of around $650. But here's what really matters: the absence of expensive surprises. No sudden $2,000 transmission repairs. No mystery check engine lights requiring diagnostic fees and expensive parts. It just works. Interior quality. Mazda punches way above its price point in terms of interior quality. The materials feel premium. The design is clean and uncluttered. The controls are intuitive and well-placed. You're not getting cheap, hard plastics and flimsy buttons. You're getting soft touch surfaces, quality switchgear, and attention to detail that rivals luxury brands. Bottom line on the CX-5: fast, efficient, reliable, and genuinely enjoyable to drive. The Mazda CX-5 proves that reliability doesn't have to be boring. If you want an SUV that delivers on all fronts, including driving pleasure, this is one of the smartest choices you can make. 1. Honda CR-V, the king of hassle-free ownership. At number 1, we have an SUV that simply refuses to cause problems. The Honda CR-V consistently ranks among the lowest maintenance cost SUVs in all of America. Not just its class, but across all SUVs. And it regularly exceeds 200,000 miles with minimal issues. Why the CR-V wins? Let me explain why the CR-V earned the top spot. It's not because it's the fastest. It's not because it's the most luxurious. It's not even because it's the most advanced. The CR-V wins because it excels at the thing that actually matters most: dependable, affordable, long-term ownership. Engineering simplicity done right. Honda built the CR-V around a philosophy of proven engineering. They don't chase trends. They don't add unnecessary complexity. They focus on what works and refine it continuously. The result? Fewer failure points, fewer expensive surprises, fewer reasons to visit the service department for anything other than routine maintenance. One independent mechanic told me, "I see CR-Vs all the time, for oil changes and brake jobs. I almost never see them for major repairs. They're the most boring vehicles to work on because nothing ever breaks." That's exactly what you want. Real-world longevity. CR-V owners regularly report 250,000+ miles with nothing more than basic maintenance. I personally know someone with a 2009 CR-V that has 312,000 miles on it. Still runs perfectly. Still passes emissions. Still drives like the day it was new. Total major repairs? One alternator replacement at 240,000 miles. That's it. Stories like this aren't rare with CR-Vs. They're common. Resale value. Money back in your pocket. The CR-V retains over 60% of its value after 5 years. That's outstanding for any vehicle, especially in the compact SUV segment. Here's why this matters. When you buy a CR-V, you're not just getting reliable transportation, you're making a smart financial decision. When it's time to sell or trade, you're getting significantly more money back compared to competitors. A 5-year-old CR-V with 60,000 miles can easily sell for $18,000 to $20,000 depending on condition and market. That's money that goes toward your next vehicle or stays in your pocket. Total cost of ownership. According to multiple automotive research firms, the CR-V consistently ranks as one of the lowest total cost to own vehicles in America. This factors in purchase price, fuel costs, maintenance and repairs, depreciation, insurance. When you add it all up, the CR-V beats almost everything in its class. And many vehicles in other classes too. Owner satisfaction. Consumer Reports, J.D. Power, and virtually every automotive publication consistently place the CR-V at or near the top for owner satisfaction. Why? Because it delivers on its promises without drama. It doesn't overpromise. It doesn't try to be something it's not. It's just a solid, dependable, well-engineered SUV that does its job day after day, year after year. Practical design. The CR-V offers excellent cargo space, comfortable seating for 5 adults, good fuel economy, around 30 miles per gallon combined, and a smooth, quiet ride. It's not exciting, but it's exceptionally competent.